We all want to speak clearly. We want to articulate, we want to communicate the right way with people. I mean, no one wants to listen to someone who speaks very boringly. And what is weird is in our thoughts, what we want to say is lined up, it's structured, it's sentenced so well, like it's perfect. But when it comes to saying it out loud, we start rambling and we start freezing mid-sentence, and you wonder, why is our thoughts so perfect, but when we say the words of what we were thinking about previously, it doesn't match? See, the problem is we overload our brain when we start speaking. We overload our brain when we start speaking. It's because when we start saying something, not only is our our brain focused on what we are saying, but our brain is multitasking, also trying to edit out what we shouldn't say. So we put our brain under pressure, sort of overload it with so many things to say. So we end up then rambling or just freezing, or just getting stuck, sounding awkward, very cringy, and then people don't really want to listen to us. Now, a solution to this is simply by learning how to breathe in between your sentences. Learn how to breathe when you are talking, when you are articulating, when you're trying to say what you mean, and also say what it is you are saying in short phrases, like in small sentences, because that way you do not overload your brain with what you think shouldn't be in the sentence that you are expressing. Yes, so that was thinking and speaking at the same time. The second issue is the one where you are afraid to sound stupid, to say mistakes. And really, when you are very conscious about not wanting to sound stupid, in most cases, that's when you sound stupid, basically, because you again start slowing down. Instead of just expressing your thoughts, you then start slowing down, sort of start watching yourself speak. Have you ever felt the need to do that? Like, watch yourself speak, because now you are so slow and you start saying things so slowly because you don't want to use the wrong words and misuse words, and then you just want to say, and it's important because you're being careful, but to an onlooker or someone that is standing next to you or standing before you listening to you talk, you look so unnatural, you look so cringy, and they start feeling sorry for you instead of focusing on the message that you are articulating, basically. So a fix to you being overly conscious or being overly worried about not sounding stupid, this is what you need to do to fix that issue. Instead of overly in your brain focusing on how do I sound, focus on what do I need to say. Don't focus on how do I sound when I say something. Focus on what is that important message that I need to say. And when you tell yourself to focus only on the message that you are conveying, accept the fact that you won't deliver the message perfectly, and as an imperfect individual, you will say something, you will do something wrong, and it's okay, because no one is perfect, basically. And only people that have trained themselves on how to articulate well and how to speak well are very good at public speaking or even just social settings. So tell yourself that if this is something that I'm working on, I will do better and I'll get better in the future, but just not today, So you focus on not how you sound, but what the message is that you need to say out loud. Ever started talking and you talked and mid-sentence you're like, where am I going with this conversation? Where am I going with this topic? Some of us talk, and we talk simply because of the vibe, because of the people around us, because of the mood, because of how we feel excited, and so we want to say this and that. And sometimes we say things without clear meaning, without any purpose. So what happens then is important to have a roadmap, like have a structure of what it is you want to say and reach the goal, or like hit the punchline basically. Have you seen people that communicate and they bring in this story and they say that example and they say, I told you all that to say, and then they hit you with the punchline, then everything sort of makes sense, like they tie the knot, they tie everything together. That's how you want to communicate. You have a structure in your head where you say, I'm saying a point, and then I'll use an example and I'll use an illustration, and then I'll come back to bring the point home. Do that in your head. Like, I'll say this point, I'll use this illustration, I'll use an example, and then I'll come back to close and tie the whole point together. I see this, comedians do this a whole lot. They tell a story and then there's a punchline coming. And these seasoned comedians never disappoint. They hit you with the punchline, and then you understand like the reason why they say what they said first, second, and third is to bring this point home basically, and then it makes sense. You don't want to be that individual who starts talking about something and you have no idea what you meant by it or how it contributed to the main point or main topic that you are having a discussion of. It turns out to be embarrassing, so be mindful and be careful of what all that is. Yes, and that's it from me to you on this topic of how to speak clearly without being overly conscious or overthinking it, and that is by simply, in recap, by simply not trying to think while you speak at the same time, and also not overly being conscious of not sounding stupid when you speak. And then think of how to structure your conversations or your points. Think of what you need to say first, second, and third, so that when you start conveying your story or your conversation or your message, you are not all over the place and you confuse the people that you are. Telling your story to people that you need to make an impression on, people that you want to have a good opinion on you. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to this part in the video. I love you guys. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I am trying my level best to be consistent on this channel now. I know I started the channel and I went away, and even the algorithm hates me for that, but the idea is to give you and bring you videos every week on how to communicate well, how to start friendships, productivity tips, and all that. And if there's anything that you feel like I need to touch on, I can have a video on, drop me a comment in the comment section, and then together maybe we can work up and cook up that video. So I look forward to hearing from you. I love you, and I see you guys in my next video.